Welcome back to my channel here at Valley View Farm. If you are new here, my name is Caitlin, and I take you along every week, or mostly every week, in my life here on the farm, different things that I'm doing. So in this week in particular, it was very, very cold. As you can see, I'm bundled up. It was actually in the negatives here at night and in the single digits during the day. So that is pretty cold for us here in Pennsylvania, but we needed the cold weather, especially to be able to clean out the barn and spread manure, as you see that I'm doing. So we usually clean the barn out once a year and spread all the manure on our pasture fields. The other thing that I did this week was I tried my hand at making bagels. They turned out pretty well, but I will say there's a few things that I want to do differently next time whenever I make them. But one of those things is to wait to mix the blueberries in, because by the time they baked, they almost had like a green cast to them. It was kind of strange. So there's a couple things that I want to try and do different for next time. But yeah, just a casual week here in the farmhouse. I made some cookies to munch on through the week, and what I'm doing now is, because of the cold temperatures, I wanted to make some chicken noodle soup. So I had put a chicken in the crock pot overnight, which is usually how I like to do it. That way, when I wake up in the morning, the chicken is done and I can shred it, even make some chicken salad I've done before, like chicken salad sandwiches for my husband to take to work and different things like that. So I really like to pre-cook my chicken. It's just something that you can do ahead of time. Chicken holds really well when it's shredded. So the one thing that I've been trying to be better at is every time I cook something in the crock pot, whether it's a chicken or a chuck roast or a pork roast, whatever it is, as long as it has bones, I try to get all the meat out and use what I need. If I need some broth for gravy, whatever I need, I take out of the crock pot, and then I put back the things that we don't use. So the bones, the fat, the skin, any of the vegetable scraps. So you saw, like, I put in some carrot peelings, an onion, like the shell of an onion that you don't really eat. I also put in some celery, like the parts of the stalk that you don't eat. All of that is going to give that bone broth so much flavor. Now, sometimes when I cook a chicken, all I have is one chicken carcass, and to me, that's not worth making bone broth with. So I will just pop it into the freezer, and then whenever I have another carcass, whether it's chicken or beef bones, then I'll throw them all together and make a batch of bone broth. So bone broth is so easy and it's so nutrient dense. Definitely get on Google and research it for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. But bone broth is so nice to use in the wintertime, especially because it's so nutrient dense. Honestly, my husband and I haven't really been sick. We were sick one time this winter. And I honestly feel like the reason we're not as sick is because of drinking bone broth and, of course, having our local honey. So with bone broth, you are basically cooking it down and getting all of the nutrients out of the inside of the bones. So like I said, Google it, look it up for yourself, but I'm a believer. Bone broth is really good. It'll last up to a week in your fridge. If you're not going to use it all, then can it. This time of year, we're really going through it, so I just put it in my fridge. But if you want to can it, you can certainly do that, and it'll last a while. So moving on here, I am prepping dinner. That's another thing that I like to do this time of year especially, is to get dinner going like shortly after lunch. That way in the evening, I can be doing things with my husband, putting hay out to the cows, and then when I come in, dinner's ready with minimal effort. So I'm cooking down my vegetables here, and I just added in my last package of homemade noodles. So probably in my next video, you will see me making some homemade noodles because I am out. And just making a chicken noodle soup. And then my husband's absolute favorite thing to pair with soup is homemade grilled cheese. So I use my homemade bread. The cheese is not homemade. I'm not very good at making cheddar cheese yet. If anybody has a cheddar cheese recipe, please leave it down in the comments below because I am not good at cheddar cheese. So homemade bread, cheddar cheese, and then this bacon jam that I made, and it's delicious. I mean, look at it. It has little bacon chunks that I ground up and cooked and then stirred in some maple syrup, and it is delicious. I could probably eat that whole jar just in myself. So I spread that onto the bread as like the base layer, put the cheese on top, and then the next slice of bread. So it turns out really well, very cheesy, and absolutely sweet and delicious with that bacon jam on there. And then today, to end the video towards the end of the week, I made my own poultry feeders. I had been wanting to do this for a while. I had always seen these online and on Pinterest, and I never made one for myself. So now I can say I made one. They were so easy, very inexpensive. The trash can was about $20, and the little feeder plastic pipe things, they were $30. So $50 is not that bad on this size of a chicken feeder. I can fit 3 50-pound bags of feed in this trash can. So definitely worth the money spent on it. So as you can see here, just getting everything assembled and going to put together the feeder. I also this day assembled a waterer, and it's the same kind of style. It's the trash can, but obviously instead of these like little cups for them to access the feed, water would obviously just keep spilling out. So I put in these nipples. Now, I learned through this process, so maybe this will help somebody else. I did not realize that there was 2 types of nipples. There's horizontal nipples and vertical nipples. I did not know that. So I bought vertical nipples and tried to use them horizontally, and I had leaks everywhere. So then I learned and did my research. And so I had to buy a new trash can and start over again with the water portion. But I got the water fixed, and you'll see here at the end of the video, like I made sure it held water before I put it out for the chickens. So everything is really working well. The chickens are really using it well. I have like a cord down inside, like a bucket warmer that keeps the water from freezing. So it's really, I've really enjoyed it because I don't have to carry water to them anymore. It's been really nice. So definitely would recommend that. So as a little spoiler alert, I will let you all in on a little secret. We are going back into the laying hen business. So with the crisis going on in the world with the bird flu, and eggs are really going through the roof. I've always had my own eggs, but I would like to help support my community with the egg shortage and the price of eggs. So I am getting actually 170 laying hens next Thursday, and I'm so excited for that. I can't wait to break the ground. So more to come on that, but for now, this is all that I have information-wise. And like I said, next week I will let you guys in on more information as I know it. So, as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you were inspired, and I will look forward to seeing you next time.